Hello everybody. Today I'm going to explain how and when to use the present perfect simple. Then I will explain the most important keywords we use with the present perfects, and I'll compare the use of the present perfect simple and past simple because sometimes they are confusing and difficult to use, right? So let's go for it. Let's get started with the form, okay? How do we form the present perfect? We always, in an affirmative sentence, we always start with the subject and then the auxiliary is have or has. For he, she, it, it's has. Remember the S for the third person singular in the present? Then the main verb is always in participle. In here, I have used a regular verb, and that's why it's started, finishing with an ed. But if you are using an irregular verb, then you use the third column or the past participle, which is the same, right? So, for example, I have started a new book. He has started a new book. We have started a new book, right? For the negative, again, the subject, then we change it into haven't or hasn't, if it's third person singular. The verb, again, in participle, and then the complements. I'm going to use an irregular verb now, right? You haven't written a new book. She hasn't read a new book. You see, I'm using the third column or participle, okay? And now the questions. We, as usual, start with the auxiliary have or has, then the subject, the verb in participle again, and then any other complement. For example, has she started a new book, right? So, this being said, when do we use it? Okay, for an action that happened in the past. But there are results in the present. Yeah? For example, there's this dirty car. He has washed it and now the car is clean. You see? So John's car is dirty. He washes it. Right? So the result now is it's clean. So John has washed the car. Okay? When else do we use it? For an action that has just finished. This is an action that happened in the near past. Yeah? For example, here Mark in here is having lunch. And in here he has just had lunch. Right? Pay attention to just. It's important. We'll talk about it later, right? When else do we use the present perfect? Well, for an action that started in the past and has not finished yet. For example, there's this house which was for sale. Then these nice people bought it and they still live in there, right? So we bought the house in 2000, We still live in the neighborhood. So this means that we have lived here for 20 years. Or we have lived here since 2000. And again, pay attention to these for and since keywords. Okay? When else? For experiences that we have or haven't lived. For example, he has flown a plane, but he has never tried bungee jumping. Have you ever traveled by plane? I'm asking you about your experiences. Have you ever eaten Peruvian food? Right? And in here, ever is important. Never as well. Right? And finally, for an action that happened in the past but unspecified time, when it happened is not important at all. What is important is the results. Remember about the car? Yeah? Good. So in here we have this very messy and untidy room. They clean it, and now, wow, super clean. So the children have tidied the room. We don't know when, we don't care when. The result is what is important. Yeah? So, the keywords I was talking about before. For is normally used to indicate a period of time. Do you remember the house? Yeah? They have lived there for 20 years. Or I have lived in this country for 5 years. We're talking about periods of time. Since is used when we refer to a starting point in time. Remember the house again? They have lived here since 2000. Or I live in Tokyo. I have lived in Tokyo since January 2010. I'm telling you specific time when it started. Right? Whereas ago is used with the past simple, not with the present perfect. Ago is used when past events happened. So we're going back from today towards the past, and we use it with the past simple, not with the present perfect. I came to Tokyo 2 years ago, or I arrived at the bus stop 10 minutes ago. So I use the time and then I write ago. Okay? What else? The ever. You remember about the experiences, yeah? We normally use it to ask about experiences in your life. Have you ever eaten Indian food? And notice it is placed right before the main verb. Yet is used in negative sentences and questions, right? And we're talking about actions that have not been finished yet. And notice it's at the very end of the sentence. Norman hasn't done his homework yet. Has Norman done his homework yet? Okay. Already is used to show something that has already been done, has been done. It's finished, the action, right? And it's placed right before the main verb. So Norman has already done his homework. And just, remember just? We use it to stress that something has recently finished. Norman has just done his homework a few minutes ago. Right? Good. So, what's the difference between the present perfect and the past simple? The present perfect is normally used when something happened. When something happened is not important. We do not necessarily focus on when something happened, but on the result. Right? I have seen the Eiffel Tower. When? We don't know. We don't care. Right? But in the past simple, when something happened is important. I saw the Eiffel Tower in 27. That's important. Right? The action is absolutely finished. It's over. I want to tell you that. Whereas with the present perfect, I'm telling you that now I've got the experience of having seen it, right? So for the present perfect, the experience, the action is important. The result is important. With the past simple, when something happened is important, right? We also use it to talk about unfinished time periods. Remember? I've eaten 10 pizzas this week. Well, this week is not over. We are not concerned about the when. We don't care, right? I want you to pay attention to the 10 pizzas I have eaten. But if I use the past simple, I ate 15 pizzas last week. Again, the action is finished, is over. And that's what is important. We're talking about last week. You know when something happened. And I'm telling you the action is over. Yes? Okay? Right, this is good. Now, to finish, what's the difference between have gone to and have been to? This is also important, right? Now, if I say Mary has gone to London, what I'm telling you is that Mary is still in London, right? And I miss her so much. But if I say, have you ever been to London? And I tell you, whoa, yes, of course, I've been to London a lot of times. It's such an amazing city. If I say I've been to London, I'm not in London now. I'm back. So I've gone to a place means I'm still there. I've been to a place means I'm here now. And I'm telling you that I was there, but now I'm back. Okay? So I hope this explanation helps you a lot. If it has helped, please thumbs up. Okay? Bye.